love bugs. I'm so excited. This is your June full moon reading. The full moon will be in Gemini during Gemini season. So there's a 1-2 punch there. And to top everything off, we also have a lunar eclipse. So I'm super excited to see what's going to be revealed here. And if you don't know me yet, hello, my name is Africa Archield. I'm an intuitive business coach, and I love helping spiritually and socially conscious entrepreneurs to make a deeper impact and a higher profit without all the damn hustle. So today, we're going to dive right in to this business energy reading. And if you don't know my overriding philosophy, I totally believe that you are your business. So this will have probably a little bit to do with your life, a lot to do with your business. And if you haven't made that transition yet, it'll have a little bit to do with your career. So I am excited to get started. As I starting to shuffle out these cards, I just want to say, if you are new here, thank you so much for coming. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I do new moon and full moon business energy readings, as well as readings for each month. Make sure to check out the latest one, which is the June 2020 business energy reading. Pick a deck and go over there. Obviously, pick your deck. And if you want to work with me more closely, check out the description below. You'll find information there on how we can start working together. And also, if you're super interested, I have something new. I think it'll be down there today. It should be. And it's all about your business growth elixir. I think you're going to love it. Go check it out. These have been doing really well. I've been doing them with people before I actually start to advertise them. So go down there, check it out, see what you think, and hopefully we get to do a customized business elixir for you. All right, with all that said, let's dive into the reading. All right, I've been shuffling around these cards. I like to pick one overriding card for the reading. And this card hopefully will kind of become like a guidepost as we go through the business energy for this full moon. Okay, Eternal Dance. It should be interesting as always. Eternal Dance. Movement, Wheel of Life, Path of Least Resistance. And for those of you into numerology, this is number 19. I really do love this card. It's beautiful. And I do feel like right now, you know, June to me, if you haven't watched the June 2020 business energy reading, definitely go watch it. But what I talk about throughout all, I did 4 decks, throughout all 4 decks, is that June is this month of building and rebuilding foundations. And as you're doing that, there is this kind of dance that happens, right? Where we're getting rid of some things, bringing other things up to play. And there's this dance that happens when you do that. And even if you think about it very practically, if you have a room full of stuff, right? For whatever reason, you need to clean your room, you went through a hoarding phase, like whatever it might be. But it's a room full of stuff and that you've got to shift through. And you're wanting to redecorate, so you're going to be bringing in new things. And so there's this dance that you must do, even to sort through what's going to stay and what's going to go when you have a limited amount of space, right, to do it in. And so it still happens in our lives and our business, where as we're making this transition, as that wheel of life is turning and we're changing up, rebuilding our foundations, right? So it's like everything's still there on top and you got to deal with the stuff underneath and make those fixes while supporting everything that's up there. So this is definitely an eternal dance. So I'm excited about that card coming in with this full moon energy. Now, Gemini, I always think of Gemini a couple of different ways. Gemini to me is a lot about communication, right? Always being able to really understand where people are coming from. And one thing I like about Gemini, I always think about Gemini as the natural salesperson. So if there's something that, you know, in right now that you're thinking, I want to sell this product, I want to launch something, you know, the Gemini energy is here for that. The flip side of that Gemini energy is sometimes you can be pretty indecisive, right? They have a lot of information. They can see things from all sides. And so that can make them a little bit indecisive. So let's go ahead and get started into the bulk of this, knowing that we have that Gemini energy helping us, especially in sales. I think this month I'm going to do some extra videos on sales and sales calls and stuff like that. You probably already saw, and if you didn't, you could go watch the meditation I've already done. I'm going to be doing some more meditations this month. I'll make sure to make one of them on sales calls. All right, so let's see what we're sliding into this Gemini energy with. Lots is what we're sliding to this Gemini energy with. We've got the High Priestess reversed, the Devil reversed, the Magician upright, and the King of Wands reversed. So we're sliding into here with a lot of energy, and this, honestly, what's coming in doesn't surprise me. This is what we're coming into the full moon with, this full moon energy, sliding out the new moon energy. And we've got the Priestess and the Devil reversed here. So the Priestess talks about the moon. So there's a lot of shadow work that probably went on. The High Priestess, I really think about her having 1 foot in the 3D, 1 foot in the 5D. So really being kind of that bridge between spiritual and magical, or otherworldly, right? Kind of like holding that place very firmly. And so a lot of that kind of got tossed upside down, especially in May, where I think a lot of people felt like the rug was pulled from under them and they're starting to get their footing again, but they're having a different view of the world altogether. And this goes along with what's going on here with the Devil. It's like, for a lot of people, yes, they were throwing off change, which is why I always like to see the Devil upright. But having it reversed is, it had to get to a certain point before you realized what change you were allowing to bind you. So I think that's a lot of what's going on with that. And we move on into the Magician, and we're coming out of that and we're realizing we can take those chains off. We can, lack of a better word, overthrow our oppressors because we have all the tools necessary. And it's also nice to see this Mercury energy here with Gemini because, you know, Mercury is the winged messenger. So it's nice how it's coming in here. And then we have the King of Wands reversed. So there was, where you knew there was something new birthing, but it was just still under the surface. So I like what I'm seeing here. I want to just go ahead and make a shout out to Capricorn. If you have some Capricorn energy around you, Sun, Moon, or Rising, whether that's you or that's someone you know, look to them to put a spotlight on what is really weighing you down, right? Don't let that linger out there in the shadows. So what else are we doing here? All right, so moving through this season, we've got the Emperor upright. We've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Four of Wands. I'm going to just bring these up a little higher so I can see them. And the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I was just doing a meditation and it had to do with the Wheel of Fortune. And of course it comes up Wheel of Life, Wheel of Fortune over here as well. So, whoo, what is going on here with this full moon in Gemini? Obviously, there's a lot of passion still. So I'm going to kind of pull these to a side for a second. So we've got the Emperor, which is associated with Aries, which is associated with fire, with passion. So we've got Wands here. We've got the King of Wands over here. And the other thing I really like about the Emperor energy is they start to accumulate. they start to really, what do I want to say? They're very passionate about what they want to do. It can be in some ways like they can be very sharp-tongued, which can be tempered beautifully with all this Gemini energy, because Gemini can say things in a way that you can receive them. So having this sharpness and passion come out with the Emperor is going to be really good, because in this season it can be tempered so people can hear it without immediately being offended, which can happen quite frequently with a lot of Aries energy. Again, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, be very aware there. And then we've got, like I said, this kind of wand energy I kind of want to talk about as a whole before we move on to these others. So again, a lot of passion rising. There's something beneath the surface. It is now coming out. So if you are feeling passionate about a certain subject, passionate about something within your business or something personally, like I said, I work a lot with people who are spiritually and socially conscious. So there's a lot of stuff going on socially right now. It is time to get around it. It is time to help build that foundation. So if there's something you're passionate about in your business, this is showing it's clear. There might have been something just under the surface ready to birth. We've got enough energy going on behind it now to build out that foundation and make it really stable for growth, right? Of course, all of June is about building foundation. So let's see what else we got going on here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The one thing I like about the Queen and Pentacles in general is the hard work that's associated with it. This is going to be work, whatever foundation you're building or rebuilding, it's definitely going to be a lot of work. However, it's not going to feel like a lot of work. It's not going to feel like drudgery. In fact, I think it's going to be kind of, as you're building at least the foundational aspects, it's going to be over before you know it. It's kind of like, oh my God, I did all that. It's kind of one of those moments where you look back 3 months from now, 6 months from now, whatever that timeline is going to be. The foundations, mind you, are starting right now. But as you start looking back, you're going to be like, I did that. And even in the short period of time between the full moon and the new moon, you're going to see like this massive amount of stuff that you've done. And you're like, whoa. Or if you're partner with another group, the amount that they've been able to get through in that short period of time is going to blow your mind. So whether this, like I said, it's for your business, it's some kind of organization you're part of, the growth on what you're trying to do and get accomplished in a mass is going to happen fast, right? And it's not going to feel like work, right? And of course, the Wheel of Fortune. I never really wonder too much if it's right side up or upside down. I really don't care that much. It just talks about fortune in your favor. Maybe you don't realize that at the time, and that could be a lot of the reversal, that fortune is in your favor. It might be, yeah, there might seem to be little blocks along the way where there's a setback, but that setback just regalvanizes you or regalvanizes your group. And there's something to be learned for it as you move forward again. So don't look too much at those setbacks as any kind of real issue. All right, so let's see how we're going to slide on in. Where are we going? We're going into from our full moon in Gemini over into our new moon in Cancer. So let's see how we'll slide into that. All right. So we've got the Prince of Cups reversed, the Princess of Cups upright, the Hanged reversed, and the Queen of Cups reversed. We've got a lot of two queens here, right? That's crazy. All right, so how are we sliding into Cancer? Right? Obviously, I like how we're ending with water, which is a great way to slide into Cancer with some water behind you. All right, so what else do we have going on here? There's a couple other things. Even once I'm reading this, hopefully I'll remember to wrap up with you on. But we've got the Prince of Cups. Again, great sliding into Cancer. Oh, that's right. We've got everything here. And oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, we got this whole kind of water energy Cancerian thing going on. All right, so the Princess of Cups, there's, it's not going to be, like I said, things are going to be going quick. And I really want to encourage you, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here with the Prince and the Princess of Cups, is to really emotionally invest. There might be this desire to hold back a little bit emotionally, because your passion and emotion don't necessarily go hand in hand. And so as you're sliding into Cancer season, and you can really use that emotion to start really manifesting in big ways, so make sure to use it. Amp up that passion with the emotion, just like here with Jupiter. The one thing I love, look at Jupiter in your chart. This is what I was going to say at the end, but I'm going to say it now. Look where Jupiter is in your chart. Wherever that is, right in your natal chart, whatever sign it's in, you can amp that sign up by emotionally attaching to the characteristic that you really want to put energy behind. And that's going to help you as well. And that's that reminder coming in here with the Prince and the Princess of Cups. It's like, don't hold back, go full forward. We've got the Hangman here reverse, which is associated with Neptune. Again, that deep diving energy. And any of these times where I talked about Neptune or Mercury, Jupiter, etc., you can look where those are in your natal chart and really lean into that energy. Neptune, I keep saying Neptune. What I like about Neptune is that's a place where you can really dive deep. And I encourage you, even though it's reversed, not to be on the surface of it. The Hanged Man is all about, when it's upright, it's about a new perspective. What can happen here is you get stuck in the same perspective. As things are rapidly developing, sometimes we lose track of thinking about what we're doing somewhat critically, or at least, I shouldn't even say at least, and critically and intuitively. We're just going. It's like, well, we're on this road and we're just going to keep going on this road no matter what. So what I'm seeing here with the Hanged Man, it's like you haven't changed perspective. As you hit each milestone, as you go to each vista, you get a new vantage point. And from that vantage point, you should gain other perspectives so that you continue with the flavor of what you want to do. I don't know if flavor is what I want to say, but that's what came out. The flavor of what you wanted to do. Instead of just going down a road to go down a road, right? There might have been what looked like a little bunny trail, but that might have been the place that took you really to where you want to go. Whereas because the blinders were on so hard because things were moving so fast, you weren't really gaining the perspectives that come with making progress. So make sure to build that in for yourself. And in this case, okay, this is a lot, guys, but here we go. Every other day, at least spend about 10-15 minutes reflecting on what has been accomplished so that you can make course corrections. I like to call them course corrections. But that's so you can tap in intuitively, because this is really about tapping in more intuitively than intellectually. Because intellectually, it's like, I made a plan. I'm just going to go down that road and I'm not going to check things out. That's more of what we do intellectually. Intuitively, we might get the hit to go do something else or to add in something else. And those are the kinds of things you need. And you only get that by gaining perspective. So every other day, take it, just put aside, if you've got to calendar it, right? Use those masculine structures. If you got to calendar it, 10-15 minutes reflecting over whatever this is that is now coming up and is ready to go with all this passion behind it. Put the emotion behind it. Lean into that intuition. That's what the Queen is asking you to do. That is what the Princess of Cups and the Prince of Cups is asking you to do, because we're rolling into, after this full moon, we're rolling into a new moon in Cancer. And that intuition is going to carry you very far. It's going to be fun to see how the Cancer energy plays with our Gemini energy, but I think we're going to get a little preview as we get closer to that new moon. Whew. All right, my loves, that is what I have for you today. This has been your business energy reading for the full moon in Gemini during Gemini season, to include that lovely lunar eclipse, because there is some stuff going on here. I would love to know what you think down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing what your project is going to be. All right, and with that, I say peace, joy, love to you.